So one of the reasons why you're not booking your self-tape is because of how you look in your self-tape auditions. Okay, whether you're male or female, we all should be wearing some kind of makeup. So I'm gonna show you how to do a no makeup look. And that's why I'm here right now with you without a stitch of makeup on. And there actually is some precedence for this. In the United States, there was a presidential election and there was a television debate, and it was between Nixon and Kennedy. And Kennedy was okay with wearing makeup for the debate, which was going to be televised. And Nixon opted not to do it. Nixon also had hurt himself. I forget if it was like his knee or his ankle. And so part of the outcome of the debate, the feedback from people who were watching on TV, is that Nixon looked sickly and Kennedy looked youthful and lively and whatnot. So Nixon was older than Kennedy, but still makeup does play a part. And men, it is possible to put on makeup with you still looking like you. All those people, all those men that you see on major TV shows and movies, they all have makeup on. So it's definitely possible for you to do that. But we first have to start with the beginning, which is you need to have a clean face. So you want to make sure you wash your face. After that, you want to moisturize. We all need to moisturize. Right? It's adding just the moisture back into our skin. And especially because we are working in a high definition field now. The cameras are better. The lenses are better. Like, can I tell you, the camera picks up wrinkles that I don't see in the mirror, but this camera does. So because we are in a high definition world, we definitely need to be taking better care of our skin. So what I do after I wash my face is first I use this, which is a Nivea Soft Moisturizing Cream. It says face, body, and hands. And I will put this on my face. I actually use this for my whole body. This is also really good when you get a sunburn to go ahead and put it on. Some people also use aloe. Well, that's not true. I think when I was little and we'd be in Mexico, I'd use straight aloe and apply it. But this is really good to use if you have a burn. You want to reapply it every like 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how bad your burn. At some point, your skin will just be saturated and it's like not going in, and then you're just in pain. But definitely helpful for burns. Also for burns, when you have it, you want to stay away from caffeine, because caffeine actually eats up the oxygen in your body. And you want to stay away from alcohol, right? So maybe lay off on the margaritas. I know, I love margaritas, but they got the salt in them. Sidetrack. Anyways, this is really helpful for when you have a sunburn, to just get it back. For me, I'm able to get a sunburn most of the time, well, depending on how bad it is, where it's not peeling and I can retain most of the color for like a chunk of the time. But first you want to moisturize. The next thing you want to do, regardless of your skin color. Now I'm güera, I am very light, but you can see like my arms are darker. You don't even want to see the back of my neck. I'm like 3 or 4 different colors all over my body. But even if you are someone who's dark, like very dark, you still want to wear something that has some type of SPF. And that's just because it does create damage to your skin. Now, you might not get a sunburn as quickly as I will, but you are still getting damaged. And so you want to make sure you're protecting yourself. Now, this is what I'm currently using. Oh, is it going to focus? There it is. Neutrogena Ultra Sheer, the face serum, 60. I used to use another one, also Neutrogena, which I really loved. But the challenge was, oh wait, something just happened on my computer. Okay, good, still going. The challenge was, it, like every other product that you absolutely love, they discontinued it. And so I had to go with another product. I figured, Neutrogena is good from what I understand. So let me just keep going with that same product family. And so I use this. The challenge with this though is that I have to make sure that I'm not putting it, like I leave this much space out. I cannot put it on my eyelids. I don't put it underneath my eyes because this gets in my eyes and it burns like really badly. So if you guys have suggestions on better SPFs that I can use, that's also light, that would be great. But this one absolutely burns, but I know I need to have some type of SPF. I usually don't go SPF 60. The one that I had before was a 30. I just feel like when it's 50 or over, I'm not getting any sun, and under 15 it's like, what are you doing? So Like, is it even doing anything? But yeah, you want to use some type of SPF. Okay. So after that happens, let me first get to the men, because the men, yours is going to be pretty easy. Well, I should say easier. So one of the things that this award-winning headshot photographer had told me, that you can really just put like a powder on, and that's really just to remove some of the shine and just kind of help add an evenness. So what I have here is, this is what he had recommended. Ooh, no quiere. All right, there we go. Max Prep and Prime. And this one, what he had recommended. Ay Dios, ¿por qué no quiere? There we go. Okay, it's transparent. And what it is you open it, and it's basically just a powder. Okay, there's no puff or anything like that, so you're gonna have to buy like a brush or a puff to apply it. But just realize that even though it says it's transparent, because it's white, it is going to lighten you. Now, most of the time, the lights that you're gonna be using in your room won't be that powerful. It's not like when you're on stage. When you're doing theater, you definitely want to go like a shade or two darker for foundation than your natural skin tone, because the lights are gonna be so harsh and bright, it's gonna kind of wash you out. But just realize, again, if you're using transparent, it is going to lighten you a little bit, because even though it says transparent, the powder is white. Another thing you can also use, let's put this there, is this is also a MAC blot powder, and it's pressed. This one happens to be the shade of, there we go, medium. Okay. And so what's nice about this one is, you open it, it comes with like a little mirror. But it also has a puff, comes with it. There's a little plastic protective covering, but then you have like your powder there. This looks a lot lighter than it is in real life. And the way you would just use it is you would just get the puff and you apply it, and then you just kind of like dab on there. Again, for men, you're really just trying to get a little bit there just to help even out the tone and add a little bit of life that some of the lights are going to be taking away. And that's pretty much it. There are some other things you can do if you want to add like a little bit more to your eyebrows, or even tightline your eyelashes. Maybe even add like a lipstick that's just a little bit darker than your current lip color. Just add a little color, but it's pretty basic for men. Now, when you're on set, you know, there's going to be a makeup artist, and she's going to do her own, most likely she is going to do her thing, you know, so just obviously let them and ask them for tips, like, hey, what should I do for self-tapes or whatnot? They usually don't mind, especially if you're kind and polite about it. But yeah, for men, it's pretty simple. For women, this is also still going to be pretty simple, but this is, I'm going to show you my routine. So what I am using, and I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, Laura Mercier. All right. And this is the pack that I am using. Okay. I'll get better at this. Sorry, guys. So it's Smooth Finish Foundation Powder 2W1-06. So it comes like this with a mirror. And it also comes with a little puff, which is also kind of fun too. It has like these little holes here. And so that way the puff can breathe, so any like bacteria on here doesn't, it's not getting stifled and creating like a very fun environment for bacteria to grow. Okay. Now, one of the challenges I do face is because I definitely have a winter color and a spring and a summer color. Again, as you can see from this. So yeah, you might need different palettes, or I'm sorry, different foundation colors for basically a time of year you're trying to even out or whatnot. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you on one half of my face what I do, so you can see how different it looks with the other. All right. So I'm just going to press. I'm not doing anything too fancy. I'm really just trying to get in there and apply it all the way around. Let me get my hair out of the way. Now, I'm sure there's like makeup artists who out there who watch this and are going to cringe and be like, oh my God, no, please don't do that. I'm so sorry. This is just how I've done it. Please teach me. Let me know. Oh, and if you guys have any tips or tricks on what you do, I would absolutely love to know. Again, you just kind of want to go all over. And as you get close to the hairline, especially when you have like liquid foundation too, but you want to make sure you kind of blend it up in, because you want it to just that blend in. You don't want to see like this harsh line of where it ends. Now I can see like it's not doing much, and that's, if it seems like it's not doing much, then maybe that tells you, okay, you need to apply a little bit more. But I think from here, you can definitely see that this is the side that doesn't have any, and this is the side that does, right? This looks a little more finished, a little more smooth, a little more even. And it's just a little. And part of the reason I'm also showing you guys like a no makeup look is because for the most part, most of us, even if you are the gorgeous supermodel type, when you do a self-tape audition, they want to see you pretty close to how you naturally look and not necessarily like super glammed up. Okay, so I think that's gonna be pretty good for like half. Okay. Yeah, they want to see how you naturally look. So don't stress about it like, oh, I gotta do all super dolled up. Now, if you're doing a scene where you're wearing like a ball gown, then sure, go ahead and like do a little bit more. But you can do makeup with like a red lipstick or like a beautiful, you know, lip color, and it can look very nice and polished, you know, obviously with mascara and whatnot. But you don't have to go super full out, spend 30 minutes doing your makeup, okay? Oh, the other thing too is, especially like for theater, but also with this too, depending on how different it is, with the foundation, you also want to go into the neck, right? And sometimes even to down here. That's why sometimes you'll see people, or maybe you've seen news broadcasters with like Kleenex hanging outside of their shirt. Right, so it looks like this. It kind of looks like they have like a bib, but it's like all the way around, and it's because they're going down here, and also like as makeup might fall, they don't want their clothing to get ruined. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go for here. The next step that I do is I tight line my eyelashes. And what I used to do, so first tight lining is basically I'm gonna take a gel eyeliner, and I use this instead of like a pencil because I'm horrible with pencils and the liquid pens. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. I'm working on it. And I'm just gonna go in. It's basically just filling it in, and it's gonna give my eyelashes just a little bit more and my eyes a little bit more definition. It is not gonna look overly done up. Now what I use with that is actually this. This is a paintbrush that I got. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna get it. It's too small. Oh, I got a little bit. Sorry. It's a paintbrush that I got at an art supply store. I did not use it for any paints, so there is no acrylic paint or oil-based paint. That would be even worse. In here, this is only used for, I only use it for makeup because I wanted something really fine. I do paint a little bit. I actually took a whole class at UCLA. I was very fortunate to get into the painting class there my senior year. So I'm a little bit comfortable with some of the different types of brushes. And then the other thing I do is that with this particular one is Bobbi Brown. And then it's also a gel eyeliner. And this one, there we go. It's Longwear gel eyeliner. It's also espresso ink, so which is really just like a dark brown. Personally, especially because of how fair I am, I like to use a dark brown or even like a purple to tight line my eyelashes, just because I feel like the black is way too harsh. Now, that's not to say that I don't use the black, especially when I'm doing stage productions. So I'm doing theater. I will definitely use the black because I need that more definition. But for like every day or something like this, I'm going to use the brown. So I'm just going to go on in. As you can see, I have like a little, little divot right over I've been digging out. And I just go back and forth just to get a little bit on it. And then I'm going to come on in. And then I go right underneath the eyelash. So I go from underneath and just go back and forth. Now, sometimes I will feel stuff like fall out, and that's not fun. Like little flakes of something come down. I'm not always good, and so sometimes when I'm wearing contacts to put the contacts on afterwards versus first. Especially because sometimes there's like a little bit of the solution on the contact. You put it on, you blink, and then it just comes out and you're like, no. But then when I have the contacts on, it feels like it's too close. Like I can't do this. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Go slow. You know, don't be in a rush, especially as you're new to this. Don't be surprised if you poke yourself in the eye. I've done it many times. Many times. Unfortunately, I wish I could say I don't do this anymore, but that's not the case. And then I go all the way down to just about, right, to just like right in there. But you can see, right, how much more defined this eye looks than this one, right? It's going to pop just a little bit more. Now, you can leave it just like that. What I like to do is I also like to come in here and just put a little bit on the outside too. I tend to have, like, my eyes are a little bit more almond shaped. And so I do try to go with that. So if you can see now, I'm going above the lash line and just a little bit. I don't want to do too much, but just a little bit. Is one of the nice things for me with this gel eyeliner, because I feel like I have a little bit more control. Oh, I should have got Q-tips too, because when I make a mistake, I gotta clean it up. Okay. So see, I just did a little bit above. But again, like this side looks so much more defined than this one does. Okay, and that's all for that. The next thing I do is I do curl my eyelashes just because I feel like it's going to help it a little bit more. So what I'm using here, I actually use this Thrive eyeliner, or sorry, eyelash curler. What is going on? Okay, there we go. It is Thrive. It's the same company of the mascara that I use. Sorry, my brain's not working this morning. So this is the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions. And this color is, they're black, so it's, uy, no quiere. Okay, it's not gonna pick up. All right, Bryn, so BRYNN, and it says Rich Black. The reason why I really like these is it's the only one that I've found so far that doesn't pinch my eyelashes, right? Because there's times where I curl it and then it's like still stuck in there and I'm like, what the heck? I don't want to lose eyelashes. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. I'm probably just using the other ones incorrectly. But yeah, so I will go in and I will count. Usually I hold it for like a count to 20. And it's just really pretty quickly. I'll just most likely speed through this. I go 20 or sometimes even 30. 1, 2. Okay, and then open up. It's done. And then I'm going to come in with the mascara. I just like to get a little bit of that off. You want to make sure you don't pump it in and out. You don't want to add more air to this because it's going to help dry it out more quickly. The other thing too is when you go in, you want to start at the base and go back and forth because that's going to help add some volume to it. Okay, so I'm going to go in, back and forth, up, back and forth, and then up. Ugh. Now, typically, one of the reasons why I like Thrive is because it's not clumpy, but of course, today it's very clumpy. Do I have anything to separate that? I was not prepared for that. All right, I will come right back. Okay, thank you for your patience. I should have just edited. I'm sure I just edited that out. I did see recently this one trick that someone used where they have an eyelash brush, but they apply on it, I believe it was concealer or primer, and then they just go through it and it just separates out the eyelashes. I'm like, that's great. I am just using a bobby pin. This is probably not safe because, you know, if you don't have a steady hand, you might accidentally go into your eye. So please don't do this. I'm so surprised it's clumpy. Maybe it's old. I have a bad habit of not changing out things out as quickly as they should. Okay, and I did get a little bit on the bottom, so this is how I clean it up. using a Q-tip, or I just wet it with my own saliva. It's me. It's fine. I don't mind my own saliva. And then I'm just trying to go back lightly. Now, sometimes I do go up above and I get it, but I don't, that doesn't seem like that happened today. Okay. So again, just a little bit. The mascara is just a little bit, it's just a little bit of extra pop, right? Just to help like define it. Now, the next thing I do is I'm using Bobbi Brown's lipstick, and I don't use much. Is that good? Okay. And this one, nope, I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry, guys. All right. This is the lip color is brownie. Now, it's had different names over the years, like nude brownie and something else brownie, but it's almost always been some type of combination of brownie. And then what I do is I'm basically just going to dab it on for a little bit. That's it. And then I press my lips back and forth. I will add a little bit because one of the things I feel like my lip color actually comes down to here. So I just try to go with it. But that's it. So as you can see, just that little bit, just a little bit of pop, but how different this side of my face looks versus this side. And it's still a very natural look. Like if you saw me like an audition from this side, you're like, okay, I don't look overly done up. But again, it's just that little bit. And there's so many reasons why we might not get the audition. But we do want to take away what we can, right? Like the things that we're in control of. Now, I'm not saying, again, go all crazy and spend $200 on makeup so that way you can get this done. You don't have to, right? This Thrive, this mascara, I love it, but it is expensive. It's like 25 bucks, or at least right now it is. You know, some of these other products like the Bobbi eyeliner and whatnot, they can be more expensive. You don't need to get something that expensive, but there's drugstore products available. It's available to you. Start with those, right? I'm horrible at foundation. I always need help. I'm like, help me find the right color. But there's definitely things that are more affordable that you can get in your price range, right? So don't let that be a reason. And the more you practice it, the better you're going to get over time. All right. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. Let me know any comments you have below in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing. All right. Have a great day. Make sure you guys get out there and create your own content.